guys, what's up? It's Vampire Bride. Today I'm reviewing the NYGACN Arcade Fight Stick. I'm not sure if I'm saying the name properly as I couldn't find someone who knew the right way to say it, so excuse me if I'm saying it wrong. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is a game arcade controller for use with USB, PC, Android, Smart TV, P2, and P3, meaning PS2 and PS3. I don't really see myself using it with a Smart TV, and I don't really play games on my phone. So what I'll mainly be using it for is the PC. I also have, say, Injustice for the PS3, but I would usually play it on my PC, so that's where I see this fight stick getting the most use. This arcade stick is compatible with Windows 2000, XP, 7, 8, and 10, so most likely you'll be able to use it with whatever your setup has. I got this fight stick for around $30, brand new and shipped to my door. It claims to have excellent engineering design, real interactive experience, support 12 analog buttons, support USB 1.1 and 2.0. It has 4 axes and 8 directions with 8 separate function keys. So basically it says it has 12 buttons, that is if you count up, down, left, and right as buttons. The fight stick, the joystick itself, feels nice and clicky. The buttons are a little bit mushy. It also has the 5 buttons at the top, which are mostly useless in the games that I've played with it so far, except for the start button pauses the game. Other than that, I haven't really found their use. It has a nice long cord, and to me it looks pretty good. I like the blue and the bubbly look of the ball on the joystick. But it does attract fingerprints and shows scratches quite easily, and I'm not sure how well the sticker on it is going to hold up. The ball at the top of the joystick twists off, and a couple times in-game I've had it become loose, which makes it a little bit difficult to play. That can of course be solved with a drop of super glue, so it isn't too much of an issue. Being that I am using it for the PC, it being labeled for PlayStation use has become a little bit confusing. The main games I've used it for are Injustice and Injustice 2. In those games, the buttons are labeled with numbers, and it took a minute to figure out which button was with which number as they're labeled kind of weird. 1 was triangle, 2 was O, 3 was X, and 4 was square. 6 was R1, and the others didn't really matter as their uses had no number prompts, but I'd imagine L1 was 5 since R1 was 6, and then I'd figure L2 was 7 and R2 was 8. They're kind of labeled in a strange pattern, but I'm not sure if it's just this game or if it just wasn't exactly ported well for the PC. I've been wanting a fight stick for a while, but wasn't willing to pay $100+ US to get a fight stick, as I don't play a lot of fighting games. They just aren't really my thing. So I settled for this much cheaper stick, and I really can't complain. It's nothing super unique or different, but for the price it suits my needs. The suction cups on the bottom are virtually useless, but it really doesn't matter in the heat of the game. They're just not really necessary anyway. The main problem that I do have with this fight stick is it's kind of tall, but width-wise it's very short. Even with my small hands and wrist, my hands will get tired while I'm playing because there's no room to rest your wrist. I would imagine with larger hands that would be even more of an issue. I think it would be cool if under the 8 main buttons there were LED lights, but you get what you pay for with a cheap arcade stick. Overall, I would highly recommend this stick as it suits all the needs for a arcade stick, especially if you are only using it occasionally. If you're going to use it all the time with a variety of different games, then maybe I would recommend spending a bit more and getting a better fight stick. But for what I use it for, this stick works perfectly. That being said, I wanted to do a little bit of a test and try it with games that are not fighting games. I tried it with 5 different non-fighting games. It did not work with Pac-Man, Yooka-Laylee, or Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I figured it wouldn't. But it did work when playing Super Meat Boy and Bit Blaster XL. You don't get quite as much control with the fight stick as you would with the keyboard or even a regular controller, but it was still actually a ton of fun. Even on the fighting games, when you do a combo, sometimes they're not entirely accurate. You're trying to do down, left, and then one of the buttons, and it won't register it as that. It'll register it as one of the 4 that aren't the main 4 directions instead. For the most part, that's not a problem, but playing with the keyboard is definitely more accurate. I wouldn't necessarily recommend playing these other games with the fight stick, but it was a ton of fun to test them. That's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button for more videos to come.